I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about they broke no contact. I'm terrified. So, one of the scariest parts of going through a breakup is when your ex finally reaches out to you. It could be days, weeks, months, and you haven't heard from them at all. And when they finally reach out, it is absolutely terrifying. And I remember that feeling where your heart literally just stops and your entire body is just consumed and overwhelmed with this intense energy of fear and terror. Sometimes you're just like stunned, but it's always like this amazing feeling filled with like anxiety and excitement and happiness, and it's just a lot of different emotions at once, and it can be very, very overwhelming and very, very scary. And I know that in these situations, a lot of times you guys want to talk to me as soon as possible. I get that. So, as you guys know, I'm extremely busy, and I'm talking with people around the world all day, every day. And so what I've done is I've added emergency coaching, okay? This is a new option for you guys, that if you need to get in touch with me fairly soon, you know, I'll do my best to get you in that day. You know what I mean? Like, I understand these situations, and it's like a VIP service, okay? Look at it that way. So, I'm not gonna, cancel any appointments from you, but I will work extra, like, if it's in the evening or in the morning, I'll do what I gotta do to get you in as soon as possible if you sign up for that service. You gotta look at it like a VIP service. And some of you guys are already taking me up on it, and I had to do that because I understand that sometimes you're in a situation where your ex finally does break no contact, or you've got a last-minute date with them, you want to talk about things with me, and you really want to get a hold of me as soon as possible. So, I have that service available for you guys now, and if you're in that situation where your ex has finally broken no contact, you need to talk to me ASAP, that is an option for you. So, I know that it's really, really scary when your ex finally reaches out, because you've been fantasizing about this moment every single day. Sometimes most of the day it's been consuming you. And what's crazy is that you never expect it. When it finally happens, you did not expect it to happen. You're always shocked, and it's always just like, wow, like, what is going on? Brings up a lot of anxiety, brings up a lot of uncertainty and fear, and our brain also can get very, very foggy. So in these situations, if you do need to get in touch with me right away and you want to do that emergency coaching, it's available, okay? So I know a lot of you guys will be excited for that, because there will be a time where your ex does reach out to you all of a sudden and you want to get in touch with me as soon as possible. And believe me, I'm going to do everything that I can to get you in as soon as possible, because when I see somebody has signed up for the emergency coaching, I know that it's really important. So, I actually had 2 people have their ex reach out to them today. 2. That's pretty awesome. And I'm sure it happens a lot more than that in a day, but both of them reached out to me right away today. Okay? The first one is from Jenna, who I had done coaching with recently, and she said, I wanted to thank you again and give you the most latest update. Yes, I definitely will be scheduling a Skype with you once I get my finances squared away. Okay, I totally followed your advice with the no contact rule. I followed it very diligently for 9 days, which, as you know, for me, it was killing me. But lo and behold, Lenny called me 4 times yesterday. Yes, 4 times. So, I let him hang for a while, and then I finally answered later in the afternoon yesterday. He essentially said he was driving out of town, and he thought he had seen me in my Honda Element with another guy, and he asked if it was me. Yes! This is what I'm talking to you guys about all the time. Anxiety is the root of desire. Right? He saw her, or he thought he saw her, with another guy. He freaked out. He got anxious. He got scared. And what did he do? He blew up her phone, right? Stop wasting your time on all the bad information out there, guys. This is the stuff. This is the good stuff that I'm telling you about, okay? You've never heard anybody else explain this. I guarantee it. Because when I found out about how anxiety is the root of desire, and it was not easy to get that information. When I heard it, it was in a little blurb from a therapist years ago, and I spent a very long time researching to find that video and to figure out what it meant and what was going on with it, and I put it all together and how it directly correlates to relationships and particularly getting your ex back. So, stop, please, guys. I see when you guys are watching bad information because you come to me really confused and you're saying stuff that is completely backwards. So, let me go on. I was so excited for this girl. I love success stories, okay? You gotta understand, I see how you guys are heartbroken every day, and I know how frustrating it is, and I want to make them come back to you and give you the best, opportunities and chances to turn things around. So when I finally get success stories, I'm pumped. And I love them, okay? And I know you guys are just completely freaked out. It's like Christmas morning, right? Like that's the level of joy that a lot of you guys are having when you get back, or you hear from an ex finally. She said, I said, no, not at all, as I've been staying at my sister's house 2 hours away and haven't been back home since March the 3rd. He then said, he was like, oh my gosh, I was thinking, wow, she moves fast into relationships, and how could our relationship mean nothing to her? He said, if I were to meet someone, to let him know so he could move on. See, guys, now he is anxious, okay? He went from breaking up with her to asking her if she's dating someone else so he could move on because he is anxious. He is scared. And no, I do not always think that any kind of jealousy plotline is good for your situation. So please, please, please do not read that into this, okay? Jealousy can be a very dangerous thing to do, and it can blow up in your face a lot of times. I have very strict rules with you guys when it comes to trying to implement other people into, like, if you're trying to make your ex jealous. So don't do that. If we sit down and we talk about it, you tell me your situation, I could say, well, this is how I would handle it, maybe do this or do that. But, you know, a lot of times jealousy can backfire on you guys, and it could just piss off your ex, and they think, okay, they really didn't care about me, so bam, I'm moving on for good this time. But in this situation, it worked out beautifully. He thought he saw her with another guy, and then it triggered his anxiety. It triggered that uncertainty that he was going to lose her. He hadn't heard from her, and it had only been 9 days. Isn't that amazing? See that, guys? I'm telling you. I know my stuff. I spent years figuring this stuff out. And just to give you an update, I did see Margaret today, and we had a long talk. She's been watching a lot of my videos, and we were talking about no contact today, and she said she loved the videos I put out on there. And we probably talked about no contact for about 15 minutes today, and we're talking about a bunch of other stuff too, which I'll bring up in the future. But So I know I'm right on with this no contact stuff and how to handle it. But there's a lot of bad information out there. Okay? And you're going to see a little bit of that come out in the next email. But let me finish this one first. I said that it's not going to happen as he knows how I feel about him, and I'm focusing on me and getting high confidence, self-esteem, and getting my finances squared away as well. He said he prays for me every day and has thought about me every day as well. He said he missed me and my family as well. Yes! She's on the right track now. I said I forgive him, and he apologized at the end, but I didn't know what to do to help me. I told him I was totally codependent on him and lacked my identity, which came across as smothering and needy as well. And I wanted my own identity outside of him too. He then said, next time he drives up this way, we can go to the movies. Well, I definitely would not go to the movies. Do not go to the movies. That is a waste of time. What are you going to do, sit next to each other and not even enjoy each other's company? No. Terrible, terrible idea. Do not go to the movies. But if I'm giving my time away from him so I can have awesome self-esteem, self-worth, and confidence. My anxiety stems from feeling inadequate, and then to top it off, I battle with comparing myself to other people as well too. I feel like the time apart is going to be good for both of us, so we, in the future, can have healthier relationships together. I think my family would come around and be supportive if they knew we were both truly happy and working on our indifferences together with good communication. So, to sum this up, yes, I think he was jealous, thinking I was with somebody else, and I believe he does miss me as well. Craig, thank you so much for your help and guidance. I will be contacting you in the near future for a Skype session. You are the man. And great job sticking to the plan that I gave you. And as you can see, it's starting to give you some results. So I'm so happy for you. I'm really pumped to see that he's already reaching out. And he really opened up to you. He told you he missed you. You know, he was talking about fearing like he would have to move on. So you really, really are heading in the right direction. So when we Skype, we'll talk about a lot more of this. Okay? Now, the second email I have here is from Willie. And he said, I was surprised that after 28 days of no contact, out of nowhere, she finally reached out. Ironically, the time she called me, I was in a forum reading about no contact. Be careful of the bad information because there's a lot of it out there. I have numerous videos on no contact and I repeatedly try and clear up all the bad information that has been plaguing the internet for years when it comes to no contact. Okay? It's bad information. Stay away from it. Okay? Be very, very careful to trust anybody else's information when it comes to no contact, because I'm trying to teach the psychology behind it. I'm trying to teach the underlying issues that come with it and explaining how the anxiety works. You guys know when I talk about attachment and attachment trauma and how it brings up primal panic and all kinds of stuff like that, there's a lot to it. And so there's a lot of bad information and it really upsets me because it's from people that are trying to sell you magic beans. Okay? And I know a lot of you guys buy it because you come to me complaining about the stuff that you bought and said it backfired. So, he says, I don't know if you remember, but the last time we did a Skype coaching together, she reached out very formally about a video that she needed. I replied with what you said, and she replied with an equally formal reply in the evening. And that was a week ago from today. I didn't reach out again because it was obvious that she was still behind that wall. She called me today. I didn't answer as I was afraid that I was going to lose it. Okay? I could understand why you would need a little time to get yourself together. 10 minutes later, she texted me, probably the indirect direct approach, to ask me if I applied for the fine arts program at a university. The actual text involved a professor asking if he was going to apply for this program. He said, "I indeed applied, but why does she care?" Why does she care? Indeed. Because she doesn't care. She needed an excuse to reach out to you. That's the indirect part of the indirect direct approach. Okay? They directly reach out to you by making contact, which what she did, but she makes it indirect by making it about something other than what it is. In other words, she wanted to reach out. She was afraid to come out and say, "Hey, I missed you." So she thought of a reason by using this professor as a lame excuse. Even if the text is not the indirect direct approach, it is for sure more casual and less formal than the other texts that I received from her in the last 4 weeks, which is a sign that she is more open to me. I would agree with that. If she's not acting like it's business, then there's probably more behind that. Now, does it mean she wants you back? No, you can't say that. But she's definitely more interested than she was before. So, my main question is, what if she just misses me as a friend, but doesn't want anything else from me? Well, you're going to have to find that out. You don't know right now. I'm afraid that if I reply to her text, she will disappear again, since my text/call will satisfy her feelings of loss, and the no contact counter will start over again until she finally gets over me completely. This is what I'm talking about. There is no counter. Okay? It doesn't reset. That's not how this works. There's no magical clock that on day 30 your ex magically misses you. There's no difference between day 29 and day 31. It's all the same. Okay? It's bad information, guys. And some of the worst information out there is that somebody tells you to ignore them if they contact you in a 30-day period. You never want to ignore somebody. And that's one of the things that I talked with Margaret about today, is this whole nonsense of ignoring somebody in a 30-day period. And she agrees it's ridiculous. It's just bad information. Why would you ignore somebody? If you ignore them, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to think you're not interested in them. What if they were thinking that day about inviting you out to dinner and you ignored them because it was in a magical 30-day period? It infuriates me because a lot of you guys are blowing good chances with people because you think you're not supposed to reply to somebody in a magical 30-day number. It's craziness. It's a fantasy. It's magic beans. Please, guys, you don't want to ignore your ex. Okay? If they reach out to you, you need to find out what it's about. It may not be about getting you back, but you need to find out what it is about, right? He says, also, I'm afraid that if I reply to her, it will also give her the power to define the status of the relationship, as if she might be thinking, I just talked to you as friends, and you accept that by replying. I don't even know where you've come up with this in your mind. You've been waiting for her to reach out, right? Right. So why would you ignore her? That doesn't make any sense. How is that going to define the status of the relationship just by replying to a text message? The thing to say is that, what if she just wants to talk to me as friends from time to time and nothing more than that? And by replying to her, I accept these terms. That's what she said when she broke up with me and I rejected. Well, if you rejected it, then why would you be agreeing to it? You told her that wasn't going to be the way that it is, so why would she all of a sudden think differently? I think your anxiety level is like a 10 out of 10 here, and you're just completely confused and lost in this situation. Alright. And by talking to her, I also help her to not miss me and get over me completely. Okay. You have this very distorted belief about how no contact works. No contact is if somebody breaks up with you, you simply move on with your life and you don't reach out to them anymore. You don't chase, you don't beg, you don't keep trying to ask them out. You move on with your life, and when they see that you're not chasing after them anymore, they begin to wonder, well, what happened to them? Maybe they've moved on. Maybe they found somebody else. And if they start to miss you, chances are they're going to reach out. But what you're saying here just doesn't make any sense to me. You told her you don't want to be just friends. If she reaches out to you and you text back and forth a little bit and you ask her out and she says that she only wants to be friends, then simply reiterate, listen, I can't be just friends with you. I'm sorry, but just let me know if you change your mind. I feel like this is bad information that's just got you really confused here. Alright, what if she moved on and feels more comfortable to see me as friends and that's why she reached out? Then you just tell her you don't want to be just friends. Also, in the first 2 weeks post-breakup, she was replying to my texts in the same friendly tone. Until I blew it, and she began talking to me formally and distant. And that's where I began no contact. So I am afraid that if I reach out, she will get defensive again, as she did then. But you're not reaching out. You're replying. There's a big difference. She reached out to you. You are replying. You're not reaching out to her. She did the reach. You're doing the reply. You're reciprocating. It's very different. So that's why I didn't answer her yet, and that's why I don't want to text her back, and that's why I want your helpful opinion. I feel that by replying, she is still in control of the whole post-breakup relationship. Well, I'm not sure how you're supposed to reunite with this woman and repair your relationship or reattract her in any way if you're not replying to her. She's going to give up. She's going to think that you don't want to talk to her anymore, and she's going to move on. Right? You don't want to do that. I know that might sound stupid, but somehow I feel like she is doing me a favor reaching out, and by replying, I accept her terms in this new friendship. That is like the 4th time you have said the exact same thing in a slightly different way. Now you're just adding doing you a favor. That's not how people operate. She's not going to reach out and do you a favor. That's not the way it works. You're very confused and anxious. I could see the anxiety level is through the roof. Should I call her or text her? Should I do that tomorrow or should I wait? If I call her and /text her, what should I say? Well, she called you, so call her back. Find out what she wanted. That's all you have to do. See what she says. Just listen. Say, hey, I saw that you called. What's going on? Let her talk. Take it from there. You don't know what it's about. You need to figure out what it's about before you do anything. He says, am I thinking in too much? Yes. you are thinking too much. And if I am doing that, that probably means I am not ready to talk to her yet. Well, you're terrified, and I have a strong suspicion that you haven't been watching the videos. And I warned you, we did a Skype together, and I talked to you about doing the work. And you haven't been doing the work, and it shows because you're all over the place with some really simple stuff here. You have to do the work. Guys, I'm telling you, I see it all the time. He didn't do the work, now he's not ready. He probably has been watching a video here and there, maybe once or twice a week, and now she's reached out and he's not ready. And if you do the same thing, you may find yourself in his situations. You have to do the work, guys. I know a lot of you guys give up and you think they're never coming back. It's hopeless. This guy thought it was hopeless. The girl in that first email thought it was hopeless. When I was dating my ex, or when I was trying to get my ex back, I thought it was hopeless. It always feels hopeless. You have to do the work. The better prepared you are, the better chances you have of re-attracting your ex and doing the right things to improve the chances of things working out. So, if you want to get my help personally, go to my website, AskCraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do Skype coaching, I do email coaching, and like I mentioned, I do emergency Skype coaching if you're really in a pinch and you need to get to me soon. So, if you like this video, put a like on there, and be sure to subscribe to the channel, because I do post videos Monday through Friday. That's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.